Second day of Bloodstock, and I'm backstage chatting to Mask of Judas. How's it going, guys?
It's going awesome, really well.
Very well, thank you.
You guys played just a little while ago on the New Blood stage. Sounded absolutely fantastic from where I was. What was it like being up on stage?
It was really loud, but it was absolutely amazing. Just the amount of people that just seemed to turn up. You know, we were really, really humbled by how many people came to see us. So that was awesome.
It's great having a stage with so much space to move around on. It's great, I love it. And yeah, the people turning up was amazing. Really humbled. Yeah,
the tent really packed out pretty quickly when you guys started, which was lovely. You've got a mini album out at the moment called Axis. That's available for pay as much as you want download kind of thing, isn't it? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, it's kind of first thing that we've really properly decided. We've had lots of mini EPs and stuff, but this is the first sort of proper thing we've really put out, and it took a little while to get together, but we got it out, and it's a free download, or pay what you want, like you say, and it features 5 tracks, and it's just just has the work that we've been doing on for the last 2 years. So we're moving on still all the time, but yeah.
It's something as well that there's a lot of sort of people going around at the minute with a lot of like their homemade EPs, and we wanted something that had a bit more of a live sound from us. All our stuff before, we've sort of ended up doing the usual, sort of home recording stuff, but we actually wanted to go to a studio this time and really try and push it. So we went to a friend of ours got a studio quite near us called Envy Studios, and we went there, and they were really good at actually getting a performance out of us. So we like to think that it feels quite live to how we are, naturally. So yeah, it was a good bit of time spent on getting a real an aggressive sound out of us.
So yeah, I was going to ask you why you went for a shorter release rather than a full album, but I guess from what you just said, it's sort of like a properly done taster of what you guys really sound like. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'd say we want it to be, when we play live, we want it to be similar to the recording almost, just honest, everything's, there, it's what you hear on the EP is what we do. And I think it's the reason why it's shorter is just, we wanted to get the message out there. We don't, you want to get people enticed. If they like it, and, and hopefully more people pine for a new album, so.
Have you got a new album in the pipeline?
Yeah, that's the plan for the next 12 months or so. We're writing an album at the minute anyway, but hopefully before the end of the year we're going to put out another single, a new one, and a video is what our objective is before the end of the year to get out, and then next year, but sort of around the middle of the year, hopefully we're going to have an album out.
Now you're female fronted, and what a voice she has on her. Her growls are they're absolutely brilliant, but also she mixes it with the clean singing as well. Do you think that's important to have that sort of contradiction, the juxtapositioning, I guess, of the clean with the dirty?
Definitely. The sort of style that we play is really varied. We play 8-string guitars, but it's not just on the low 8-string. Sam and Reese are both really accomplished guitarists, so they like to jump around the fretboard and really get a melodic dynamic. And Jo's an amazing singer as well, and she was screaming first before she was singing, but she's so good at both that she really likes to mix it up, and we like to get a real contradiction between the really aggressive heavy sound and the really nice melodic stuff as well. So
when it comes to writing new material, does all the band have an input? Are there certain people that come up with the main body of it? And when it comes to vocals, does Jo write all of that, or is it other people?
Well, at the moment, the EP Axis and most of the new material we've got is my writing. I write a demo together, and then I show it to the band, and then they all say, well, this is a proper drum part for that, Sam, and that's not how you play bass, this is how you play bass. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then Jo sort of puts her, she writes all her parts, everything to herself. But we now got a new guitarist, Reese Forward, and he's some guy I met on MySpace 5 years ago, and he's a really epic guitarist, and he shows me how to play my riff properly. So he's writing as well, so the writing speed for this album is a lot quicker. So
it is a case of Sam will come up with these ideas and bring them in and show us them. We'll jam it through, see what we think, and then maybe we'll change certain parts and swap things around. So it's a collective sort of arrangement, but Sam is the one who comes up with the initial sort of ideas of things, and then Jo does everything herself. We don't get a choice in that.
You've got a very technical sound. You're very tight together with a lot of intricacies, I guess. What do you think stands out in your sound?
think just like the use of harmony, like chord progressions. A lot of metal is based around one kind of static chord. We can get music theory now, but like we like to move the chords around. Like to go for interesting melodies. I love guitar technique stuff. I'm a big fan of Shrapnel Records and all the 80s shred guitars, so that's a big influence. And I like 80s pop music like Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. So I like incorporating a good song, but with pop, like a pop structure, but with a technical element to it as well. It keeps us on our toes, and we're always improving every song we write. So
Metal's a fairly masculine-dominated genre, I would say. Do you find any sort of difference with how you're treated having a female up front there?
Yeah, I think it's you do get a lot of people who are just straight into it's a female and they love it, or they you can get judged quite harshly on it, because there are a lot of female bands who are going out there just doing it, the image and the music maybe. I'm not saying this in any nasty way, but the music is a bit more lacking. It's more to do with the front image, and I think sometimes if we say we're female fronted, people judge that straight away as, oh, they're just going to be one of those type of bands. And but Jo's a very, she's a musician. She just happens to be a woman that loves singing and screaming in a metal band. It's nothing to do with her, doing it. It's no kind of like selling yourself out in that sort of sense. But so yeah, I'd like to say it's kind of honest with us. I mean, it's just getting people to come and see us live and listen to us. That's the main thing. And when they see her for the first time, it does change their opinions.
That's always the reaction as well. People always sort of say, "Wow, I didn't expect you were going to be like that." It's not sort of. There's a lot of energy that goes into what we do. It's not for show. It's what we do. Even if we're just playing at home, it's. I'd like to think we all quite really get into it and enjoy. The feeling of it.
Have you got any tours lined up to promote Axis and what follows?
We've done. We just actually finished we did UK Tech Fest a few weeks ago. And before that, we've had some mini tours, and we've got some mini tours coming up which are yet to be confirmed. But most of the time over the next few months is going to be based around writing and just getting all this stuff together. We've got the occasional gig, and we're probably going to be setting up, looking at a proper tour for just before the album next year, just to kind of promote that and
hopefully possibly looking at going around Europe as well later on, next year. So we've got dreams in the pipeline, and we're just going to be working our asses off to get there. That's the main thing.
Excellent. Well, the internet is full of you guys at the moment, so long may that continue, and long may you keep growing. Thank you very much for chatting to me.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.